This is Christine from Shortcut to Happiness at the Conscious Life Expo 2020. We are here with
Duncan.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
I can tell by your books, and I love that idea of your retreat. I really like those things a lot. You know, that might just heal the whole planet, you know?
We think so.
But my question first to you is, based on your knowledge, what do you think is the key or the secret to happiness?
Well, I think fundamentally you reduce it to one word, it's service. What are you serving? You can serve the ego, that's me, Duncan, I need this, I need that. Or you can serve your community, whatever that is. But whatever it is you decide to serve tells you who you are. So for us, we serve an idea and a concept called awakening, and we serve that through a tradition whose practices we follow, and then from that we serve the community at large who wants to work with that. So in one word, service.
So how else can people in their everyday life serve others?
Well, they can be generous. That's a form of service. They can be cool in conflict. That's a form of service. They can be patient. Oh, not a big Western trait, right? They can be patient in traffic and patient with their politicians and patient with the ridiculousness of life. They can have energy, which is like being engaged, like being enthused about something. And they can reflect. They can take time to sit down, be quiet, and find some space where they don't have to be doing all the time. And then I guess the biggest one of all is probably what we call wisdom, if you consider wisdom to be cutting through the illusion. And the big illusion that we suffer from is that we think we are our stories in our minds.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get up in the morning and I think, oh, I got to go to work. I don't want to go to work. That's a story. Or I think, oh, my husband's a jerk or my husband's fantastic. That's a story. But in essence, in any given moment of time, you're dwelling in an ocean of bliss and an ocean of emptiness where everything's possible. And the stories close it in. So stories make us us, and that's great. We can have our stories. But what makes us get along with each other is the emptiness, the spaciousness in there, not the story itself.
I remember as a kid playing cowboys and Indians. So there was a creation, there was a play, and then there was nothing. Let's see what we want to do next. And until we really want to do something, we're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's space. The idea that I could be a dancer today and a lawyer tomorrow and a magician the next day and a couch liar the next day, I don't have to hold myself to just one story. And I think where we get into conflict with each other is like, for instance, men and women, I might hold the men's story and you might hold the women's story, and then we get caught in all the history of those two stories. But when we're just talking to each other, we're just two people exploring stories from the space of emptiness. If you remember the space, you're happy. If you forget the space, you get into conflict.
Right.
Yeah.
And change being the key, right?
Change is permanent.
Excellent. So I want to know more about where our audience can contact you, follow you, and what are you doing?
Well, we are two arms of who we are. One is the container, what we call the container. That's our center in Western Canada in the Canadian Rockies, just north of Whitefish, Montana. We're about 60 miles north, 100 miles north of Whitefish, Montana. And we have a 310, what we call acre meditation cushion. We do meditation courses, therapy sessions, karma yoga, where people can come and serve apprenticeships. That's our kind of structure. And then we're also Planet Dharma, which is behind you here. And Planet Dharma is our teaching arm. So we do this online. We do this in courses online. People come from around the world. Our last course was in January on the Diamond Sutra, old Buddhist teaching. We had 70 people from 16 countries.
Wow.
So we're international that way. So this is kind of the teaching arm, and that is kind of the
Space.
the container.
Okay.
As well, we have two of our people, Duncan over here behind you, and Karen, run a course called Ignite Your Spiritual Life. So that's for beginners. And then I tend to teach the deeper meditations for 2-3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years.
Wow.
And people go into retreat for extended periods of time. I tend to lead those, along with my partner, who's now having lunch.
A little late for lunch, right?
Well, supper. We'll call it supper.
Okay. We do have our fixed ideas.
We do. We
know?
do. We do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Contributing and making some people awaken and be happy and content.
Thank you very much, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to share it with people.
Well, this is Christine from the Shortcut to Happiness at the Conscious Life Expo. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.
And other great interviews, I'm sure.
I enjoy being with you.